Hey, it's Manoj here. Just sitting, making some coffee after a meditation session in the morning, and just been thinking about a concept that I almost forgot about. And right now, I'm trying to get back to $100,000 a month mark with my businesses and coaching business in particular. And after spending a year off, just kind of relaxing, spending time to myself, being more introspective, I realized that getting back to that mark, it's not about building the strategy and the systems and trying to get it like perfect. Because when I got to $100,000 a month for the first time, yes, I had a validated offer, but it wasn't fully validated. There weren't any testimonials necessarily, luckily, which I have now. But it was just sheer work, just running through sales calls, running through outreach, figuring out what people wanted, and just adjusting the offer again and again. And I realized that to get back to $100,000 a month and beyond, where I'm trying to take my business, my consulting business and agency, I realized that I have to get back to that mindset of just doing outreach, right? A lot of people, let's say they want to get to $10,000 a month with their agency, they try to, or with their YouTube business, they post content just to post content, or they do outreach just to do outreach, right? They're sending cold DMs, like 10, 20, 30 cold DMs a day, or for content, they're just posting twice a week. No matter how shitty the video, they're just practicing editing. Maybe they're just posting shorts, cutting it up using, now people using AI. And I realized once you get to the place where maybe you get 10,000 subscribers, 20,000 subscribers, just kind of through raw input and raw, just like hard work, you then figure out the systems, then figure out, okay, what videos are performing, what videos do I like and that I'm passionate about, and what kind of product can I sell, which means that I have to direct my attention to a specific avatar, a specific audience. And trying to get back to that point, even just making $10,000 a month, right, and beyond, I realized you don't need that much other than raw effort, right? 10,000 to $100,000 a month is just raw effort and raw input, right? And sometimes the problem is I'm such a systems focused thinker, and I like to make things perfect in a way, which is good in business, right? To take yourself to above $100,000 a month, or above 150, above $50,000 a month, ideally, right? You want to have a proven offer, a proven system on selling that offer, right? And just keep going with that, right? In Ready Fire Aim, the businessman, he talks about to getting to 100 mil is having a couple proven offers and having an optimized selling system. I believe it's called the OSS, where it's just kind of like a nice smooth funnel where it's like people get to know about you, they know they like you, and then they trust you and they buy from you and stay with you, right? That's a little bit more complex to build $100 million business or a multi seven figure business, but just to get to $20,000 a month and beyond with the content business, it's pretty easy. I mean, a lot of the people watching this, I specifically help content creators get to seven figures in or 100 to $200,000 months with their coaching business, and they probably already got to you probably already got to $10 to $20,000 a month just from pure effort, getting sponsorship deals, coming to you or reaching out. That wasn't maybe some crazy systemized process. You didn't have probably a huge content team, right? Like Iman Gaji or something like that, or like Grant Cardone, Ty Lopez, all these big names that you know about. You probably just kind of brute force it. You kind of just brute force it and got to the point where you had some subscribers, and then maybe you created a better system around it. But some people I know created, you know, great businesses, or they've gotten to 100,000 subscribers plus just through raw effort, right? Maybe you do that, right? So maybe creating a better business system and finding a consultant is important. But at this stage, it's kind of funny. I've gotten to the point where I've made $100,000 more in a month, and I've helped a lot of my clients to make a lot of money with their coaching consulting businesses, who are YouTubers or people with audiences now. And I realized that I myself am not following the advice that I would tell myself or tell a coaching client, right? To get to my first $20,000 a month, right? Or just rebuilding back to a seven figure level, I have to start off in a place where brute forcing it, reaching out maybe to new content creators who would want to build a seven figure business. I would have to maybe create content that isn't as polished, right? I don't have a huge media team. I could probably, purchase one, build a huge media team, but even then, I don't know what content's going to perform. I feel like it's just friction that is keeping me back from the ability of just giving value to my audience and trying to figure out what you want to listen to, right? How do these YouTube videos specifically target my ideal avatar, and how can I get better at speaking on camera? How can I get more eloquent? Someone I really look up to is Tai Lopez. Back in the day, hear my garage video, knowledge. Something I really admire him is just his pure intellectual capacity and his ability to speak on camera without being prompted, really, and take a very coherent thought process, maybe with a little bit of back and forth storytelling. He likes to kind of rant sometimes, to make a very, very strong point. And he can just pull out a camera and do that and make a world-class video, or pull out a camera and make a world-class ad, right? That brings him tens of millions of dollars. And I think that's such a great quality. Obviously, then you need to systematize it, create marketing funnels around it, build a sales team and have a better, appointment setters and all these different things, right? That sell, I think he sells $100,000 to $250,000 coaching packages, which only adds to his personal brand. But even just to sell a $5,000 to $10,000 coaching package, it doesn't take like some crazy system. It just takes some brute effort, and it can just take one consultant and just the content creator, So it doesn't take that much effort. But what I realized is to create more value for you and to create more content, just to even grow to 100, 200 subscribers, right? I'm not trying to grow this to 1 million plus, right? I don't really care for that. I just want to work with amazing people, amazing content creators, and give value to them and create amazing 7 to 8 figure businesses. But I realized it's just kind of funny. I'm just kind of talking through my own process of getting back to $100,000, $200,000 a month. Is I just need to brute force it in a way for myself. Sometimes you can teach people something, but it's hard for you to implement yourself, or you have to take your own advice. So I'm taking my own advice right now. So this is, I think, my first video. I've posted other videos in the past, just about random topics, but about business specifically and the expertise I have around it, I have not posted. So this is just thoughts, getting better on camera, getting better at just public speaking. And I created this channel, Manoj Unscripted, to be a little bit more raw, rather than being super, I even named the channel Unscripted because I want to be able to speak into the camera and give long form value that is just me, not brain dumping, but me just taking all the information I know in my head and all the stories that I have about successful content creators building great coaching businesses and what I've done to do that, and as well as all the mistakes I'm making and just how, sometimes I'm not actually a great entrepreneur. There's so many mistakes I've made. So just talk about that process and storytell a little bit. So if that's interesting to you, click the subscribe button below. You don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. Maybe like it, dislike it, whatever you feel like doing. I'm just posting content because I know it's going to give value, and that's something I need to do to get to the next level. So, all right. Have a good day.